Good morning. Welcome to Carol's Books and Story Time. As you can see, it's nearly 10 o'clock. Now, I was going through some of my papers and my old writing a few days ago, and I found on one of my computer files this little story which I had written about 12 years ago now. So I thought I would record it for you because not only is it funny, but it also has some important lessons for today. Right, it's called My Beloved Computer. Now, those people who are friends of mine and who watch this and who are computer literate will think this is really funny because they know that I am not very good with a computer. I have an ongoing love-hate relationship with my computer and all other things complicated and electrical. I'm not a complicated person, you see. And it seems as if the instruction books are written in a different language. And also, I do find them very complicated to follow because often vital information is left out because they, the writers, assume that everyone is as technically literate as they are. They understand what to do, but they just don't seem to have the knack of showing in an instruction book exactly what somebody who is not literate with these terms and etc., etc., etc. has to do. But, you know, I envy the young whiz kids who at the click of a mouse can just make the computer jump through 20 hoops at the same time. That's an exaggeration. But you, my dear listener, know what I am talking about. I only learned how to use the computer because my eldest daughter wrote me a simple guide in mum language. I subscribe to such books as Granny's Guide to the Internet. And then Ray, who was my producer at AWR Christian Radio, blinds me with science and tells me I can send a voice over the net. Oh dear, I have a heck of a lot to learn, yet I have progressed from saving on a disk to actually sending in my scripts as attachments. So major strides have been made over the past 6 months. Well, I have a new toy, a beautiful laptop. But yesterday, when I turned it on, horror of horrors, it was ill. Really, really ill. It would not load up the screen, but kept showing a little running green light, just like the memory in a thermometer, the mercury in a thermometer, rising up the glass tube. Oh dear, my computer was sick. I tried to switch it off by doing what the instruction book said, delete, alt, etc., but nothing happened. Then in despair, after reading the instructions yet again, I pressed the start key and waited for the computer to close down. It did. I nearly wept tears of joy. I then started up again as per instructions. Nothing happened. The laptop was still poorly. The little green light was still running under the Microsoft logo. It hadn't worked. I tried again, then decided I had to take it along to see the computer doctor at PC World, about 15 miles away. They had fixed little quirks before on some of my previous computers, but no, they were far too busy to even look at it. I then took it along to the computer doctor in the town where I lived. They charged me £20. They couldn't cure my little friend either. Finally, I took it back to the shop where I had bought it. We don't deal with things like that here, they said. Have you phoned the helpline? Crying tears of frustration, I turned the nose of my trusty little AA car towards home, got out the instruction book and dialed the helpline. Now, I don't like dealing with people on the phone, and especially I don't like dealing with computer engineers on the phone. I get all flustered. But this one was very charming and patiently went through the process. We tried at least 3 different ways before it finally closed down and rebooted. But oh dear, I had to register the whole of the software and found to my horror that my email was not working. So I had to reboot that as well. But within an hour, my sick little friend was well again. Bless its little mechanical brain. Thinking about my experience with my electrical toys, I realised that our lives are very much like them. We're constantly on a learning curve. If something goes wrong in our lives, for example, a divorce, it seems as if everything in our lives has closed down. The light of our life is still running. We function, but nobody or nothing can break in. We run from pillar to post, seeking a cure for our lack of self-worth, our broken hearts. We throw ourselves into a frenzy of trying to rebuild our lives, to find meaning in a life that has gone horribly wrong. We cry out, "What is wrong with me? What have I done that is so bad?" Some years ago, I found myself in such a situation. My life crashed. I started running hither and thither. My whole image of who I was in tatters. Then somebody invited me along to an alpha course, and there I found a master technician who could fill the computer, could sort out the computer of my life. I was willing to listen to his still small voice on the other end of the prayer line, which was just like the reassuring but distant voice of the computer technician. I did what he said I had to do. Rethink and reboot all parts of my life, and I became a new person in Jesus. Won't you today cry out to JC, not PC, to change your life? He says, "Come to me, all you who are heavily laden, and I will give you rest." He's there, like the computer technician, waiting for your call, and step by step, he will help you to reboot the computer of your life. I hope that's made you think, and hope it's given you a bit of a smile, especially my dear friends who know me and know how computer illiterate I am, especially when it comes to difficult things. And for me, I'm afraid it's just getting worse and worse and worse as regards banking online, this, that, and everything else. I just do not like it. I'm an old-fashioned girl, really. Anyway, have a good day. Bless you. Bye.